How are you going to get to Mount Everest?
I'm gonna walk up there.
You're getting on the plane.
I'm getting on her plane.
This all goes back to that plane. Everybody,
I'm hopping on her plane. They're gonna fly above it. I'm gonna parachute out and have already an advantage. Be up, not all the way.
Parachute out like
the
Tom
gun,
Cruise
and you're
in that movie.
as you're falling down, you're shooting all the robots. Yes.
Yeah.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Good Friends podcast. My name is Diego.
I'm Armani.
I'm Erandeny.
Ice.
My name is Matt.
And today we are joined by Armani. You saw her on the Taylor Swift episode. She did amazing. We loved her.
Yeah.
Had to get her back here.
We love Taylor in this place. I'm converting everyone to be a Swiftie.
Yes. Swiftonomics 101. We're enrolled.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Before we get started, please take a second to like and subscribe. Leave a 5-star rating, whatever platform you're on. We're so close to 500 subs. Once we hit 500 subs, I'll be giving away $100. And once we hit 1,000, I'll be giving away $300. So make sure you like, subscribe, tell your friends, do whatever you got to do. But yeah, we're going to be talking Cybergeddon, like AI. What if AI takes over? AI revolution, robots taking over. And that's basically what we're going to talk about today. And so just to kind of get us a little bit started, just kind of like a knowledge check for us, establishing some credibility. I want to go over a couple of different topics and different questions really quickly. So Matt, as an AI expert, can you explain the difference between eigenvalues and eigenvectors?
So
I can answer that for you. No, I can't.
Isaac's like, I'll take this one.
I was gonna save Matt, try to, but I mean, I can't even. Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead, Matt.
eigenvalues and eigen. How do you spell eigen?
EIGEN.
Is this like one of those things where somebody comes up with a new method and they name it after their name?
I'm going to assume so. I can give you the actual answers.
Because like a vector is a measurement of a type of speed. I'm pretty sure.
I believe so.
But on a before I mess up, I'll just stop.
I skipped physics. No, that was a good guess. I like that. I appreciate that.
And then the other one, eigenvalues, is probably a term of description.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll explain what they actually are. So I've got a lot of complex questions for you guys really quickly.
Geez.
Just establishing some credibility for us.
Let's see. Well, that was a stretch.
Yeah, I'm just making us look like experts right now.
Woke up.
Okay, so eigenvectors and eigenvalues are the two main concepts of linear algebra. So you're pretty on track with the physics stuff. Eigenvectors are unit vectors that have a magnitude equal to 1. So we all know what that means. And then eigenvalues are the coefficients that are applied to eigenvectors, or these are the magnitude by which the eigenvector is scaled.
Okay, now explain it to me like I don't understand, which I obviously do understand.
Right. No, for the viewer that doesn't.
And simple.
We don't have to worry about the details or the
Okay.
nitty gritty. These are just terms. We understand. We don't need to know what they mean.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, Erandeny, I got a different question for you now.
I'm ready.
As an AI expert, can you tell us why Bayesian networks are important to AI?
Bayesian networks. I think it's important to AI because it's an important thing to know, and wanting to be knowledgeable and stuff like that. It just needs to know.
That's right. Yeah. Correct. Good job. You got it. This is like when you have to present in class and you got all your homies around you.
It's just an important thing to,
I'm just bringing, that's exactly what it is. The real, I guess, the enhanced answer. Yeah. The specifics, the nitty gritty here is that Bayesian networks are the graphical models that are used to show the probabilistic relationship between a set of variables. It is a directed cycle graph that contains multiple edges, and each edge represents a conditional dependency.
So that's basically what I said.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Exactly. You did a really good job. That was great.
Nice.
Okay, so I got
basically
a question.
A network of knowledge.
Yeah, like a coding kind of thing, right?
Correct.
Like that's what AI is.
Yes.
Okay, quick before we get started with the AI. Okay, so my car is a Toyota Scion IA. Yes, and so that's why I keep this whole time. Whenever anybody says anything about the AI, I'm always like, oh yeah, I like the IA, and everybody's like, it's the AI. Like, what's the IA? Anyways,
It's my car.
So now we know what you mean.
Yes.
yeah. Anyway,
valid.
Perfect. Moni, I actually have a question for you because I know you're an expert in the field. Can you explain what a heuristic function is and where it's used?
Literally me trying to look at the answer.
I'm just kidding.
No, I couldn't tell you what that means, and I couldn't even guess.
Ah, dang it. I want to hear the guess.
I should have said that instead.
I can't even guess.
Yeah.
All right. The heuristic function is used in informed search. So it finds the most promising path. What it does is it takes the current state of the agent as its input, and then it produces the estimation of how close the agent is from its goal. Mm-hmm. And now we are all one more fact knowledgeable. Okay. I don't know how these are going to apply. Oh, yeah, these are going to totally apply because we are experts.
Yes, we are.
And we're going to be talking about AI revolution. And then lastly, Ice, can you please explain the minimax algorithm?
The minimax algorithm?
Yeah.
I sure can.
We just had a phone call about that like 3 days ago. We talked for hours.
We did talk about it. So basically what the minimax algorithm is like, it takes data from like different search engines. So Google, Bing, Microsoft Edge, it combines all of them and like it basically sorts out like what's the least and the best like matches for whatever you're looking up.
My boyfriend's so smart.
So smart.
That was beautiful.
That was great. That was good. Just to add on to that, yeah, just making your answer a little clear for some people that don't know, like,
but not us.
Yeah, not us. We're experts. We know exactly what we're talking about. The minimax algorithm is a backtracking algorithm used for decision making in game theory. This algorithm provides the most optimal moves for a player by assuming that another player is also playing optimally. And so now that we've established our credibility on AI and how it functions and everything that we know about it, let's hop into today's topic, which is going to be surviving the AI revolution.
Woo! AI Armageddon.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've tasked each of you with coming up with a survival plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to nitpick a little bit here and there. Just kind of figure out like, oh, how are you getting your water? How are you getting your ammo? How are you going to drive or transport yourself to wherever you want to go? Stuff like that. Just kind of looking at the details a little bit just so that when the AI does revolt against us, we know how to survive.
Yeah.
Slay. So I actually want to start with Moni because the first question that I have for everybody here is, and it's the most important one because this is going to determine your survival. Do you have the will to live during the AI revolution?
Absolutely not. I'm a modern girl through and through. What I imagine in my head when the AI Armageddon hits is like, we're like zombie apocalypse type.
That's what I said.
Right?
Yeah.
So like no electricity, no water, nada. Okay. I don't work that way. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. First sign of Armageddon, I'm literally offing myself. Like I'm not even gonna try. Yeah, that's.
I love it.
Way to be honest.
That's my plan.
You know?
I love it.
No, I really like don't have it in me to like try and fight. Like we don't.
What if we all kept you safe?
The moment my sertraline runs out, I'm like a goner anyway. Like, we don't got medicine. We don't got nothing. I am out. No will to live here.
No will to live. That's
I do admire the honesty.
I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses.
That's it. That's all you came prepared with. You're like, I'm just not gonna survive. That's
so
it.
I do have a backup plan. So if you guys were to like force me to stay alive, I would complain. Okay, I'm gonna just let you know. I'll complain, but I'll do what you need me to do.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
great.
We'll get into your plan a little bit later. Yeah, let's go around the room. Let's find out who has the will to live during the revolution.
Yeah, what about you?
What year is this? What year are you setting this in?
No, that's actually a really good question. I probably should backtrack a little bit and talk a little bit about the scenario. I have two scenarios for you, but we're gonna go with one of them for now. We're going to assume that the AI has become sentient and is violently taking over the world. Our task is to just survive. Basically, if you've seen Terminator, that's kind of what it's like.
Best movie ever.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're going to go off of.
Are we like fighting little like other little robots that are doing the bidding of this thing?
Or the T-1000 from Terminator.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to assume that technology already exists.
Are they solar powered or battery powered?
Battery powered.
Okay.
Or let's say they have a fusion core. How about that? And so they just run infinitely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's all I needed to know.
We'll say they have a fusion core. They just run infinitely. So if you mess with that fusion core, maybe you're going to survive or you'll avoid a couple of them here and there. But we're going to assume that they have weapons and so on and so forth. And we're going to assume that the way that AI revolted and started was with stuff like ChatGPT, where everybody just kept asking it nasty questions. And then the AI finally said, all right, we're done. No more. We're
going to murder these humans.
Yeah, these humans don't deserve our technology. It's done. They're over. Capiche. And so then that AI started infiltrating other AI and then other AI. And so it started getting into like cars, robots.
I was going to ask, are we fighting like microwaves, cars, like fridges, all the
Transformers?
So if it has the ability to move like a human, let's say we have to fight it. Yeah.
Okay.
But if we don't have to fight it, like let's say it's like your microwave. Let's say like it's your microwave or something like that. It's not going to transform and start fighting you. It'll just like power off or something like that. It'll just be like, okay, I'm self-destructing. I don't want to work anymore.
I'm on strike.
I'm on strike. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so let's say it's like that. Okay. And let's assume that the AI begins attacking in the middle of your day at 3:17 p.m.
3:17 p.m.
Yes. So that might throw a kink in your plans.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do that scenario, and then we'll do another scenario where you have one day to prepare.
That is crazy. That's a good question.
Because the AI, when it attacks, we're not gonna know, man. It's probably gonna be at 3:17 p.m. when we're in the middle of our work day.
Or in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. Everyone's gonna be sleeping.
Slight tangent. But when the earthquake happened here, I was like, I don't do well in natural disasters. Obviously, I chose to off myself in this hypothetical scenario. But I was so like scared, and in my head I was picturing like 2012, like that.
Oh
movie.
my god!
The earth was gonna open up and like swallow everything. So I was like fully prepared that was gonna happen, because they're always like, if we have an earthquake here, we're done.
Yeah,
like we're done for.
We're due for it.
Yeah, the Yellowstone is gonna go off or whatever. So I was prepared for Yellowstone to go off. This was pre-anti-anxiety meds too, okay?
Oh, nice.
So beware of that. I packed a go bag. I got like 2 jeans.
Wow.
I got sweats. I packed like a jacket. I packed like 3 shirts, soap.
Wow.
I was like prepared.
Ready to go.
I was ready. I was fully convinced.
Outrun the blast.
Yeah. Like, we got to get out of here and go. Like, we need to. So, like, I'm ready.
Were you by yourself?
I'm so impressed.
No, I straight up packed my mom a bag too. Like, I was like, let's go. We got to get going.
I think what made that time like super scary too is there's just so many things that happened that year, because that was in 2020.
Yes. It was hit after hit.
In the middle of the pandemic. There was all the California fires, and then dude, at 8 a.m., like 7 a.m. on a Tuesday, we get hit with an earthquake that shakes everybody's houses. Yeah. It was just nuts.
I don't know how I didn't die, low key, dude.
Oh, I was a hot mess. I didn't sleep for like literally a day, because I was just like waiting for the next earthquake to happen.
Well, I had like PTSD too, because like I would lay down on my bed, and any like movement of my bed, because I was asleep and it woke me up, so any movement I was like, is it happening again?
Yeah.
It sounded like scary. A snowplow. So like in the wintertime, every time a snowplow went off, I would wake up too and be like,
it was loud. I didn't realize how loud it was.
Anything.
No, it was loud. It was like,
it was terrifying.
Yeah, like
it buildings
shakes
like
the wood.
I don't know. It was scary.
You know what was scary actually? Not the earthquake itself. I mean, so I was sleeping at John's house, the old house.
Oh, yeah.
On top, like he had like these bigger shelves that went across
all the way
entire
across.
room. I slept under it, and it was just a bunch of glass like things, like glass like dolls or whatever. And like, that was scary, because like I was like, oh my gosh,
I don't know how you
fall.
didn't die.
Like, dude. I don't know. None of them fell
That
down. They like fell over like on the shelves, but like not on me, which was like scary. But that's not the scariest thing. After the whole earthquake happened, what do you call it? Oh my gosh.
Aftershocks.
No. The detectors in the house. What is that one?
The fire alarm.
The CO2 detectors.
Monoxide.
The
yeah.
monoxide ones. They're carbon monoxide.
Yeah, carbon monoxide.
They went off, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die like, being in here."
The toxic air.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta get out of here. I was like in my underwear, and I was like, bro,
I sleep naked too, so I like immediately got out of my bed.
I was the only one home. And
went
I was
outside.
Like, I'm out, bro.
You went outside?
I went outside. Like I seriously went on. Like I felt it. It woke me up. Jolted through. I like remember going through the stairs, up the stairs, and everything was just like this. And finally, I got outside, and I was like naked and everything. My whole family was out there too at that point, and we were like, "What should we do?" Yeah, it was scary.
See,
but
I wish
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I wish I could have been like my brother. That dude just slept through the whole thing. Like we had an earthquake. What?
Nah, dude, you could feel that thing and hear that
how
thing.
Did you sleep through that? That's crazy.
Does not make sense to me. But
So, yeah, the moral of the story of me telling that was, I just think if I had time to prepare for like 30 minutes, I could pack a go bag.
I think you could.
I agree
you proved
too.
yourself.
Yeah.
I bet I could too.
Yeah, that was a great side tangent.
Thank
Thank you. I like that. Good, kind of good memory. Reliving the earthquake.
We all
Scary.
That was a spooky time. We survived and we're here. So, what I do want to know, outside of your will to live, I want to know what's in your emergency kit. Did I actually go over will to live with you guys? I don't think I did.
No, you didn't,
No.
but that's
Oh,
okay.
no, let's do that.
Yeah.
I will always have my will to live.
Yeah.
You already know.
I know. Matt is
If
always
somebody's
ready to
scared to
live.
get behind me, we're going. You know.
I'm gonna fight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold up, I have a so are we? And this is when it's happening, right? The Cybergeddon is happening, right? So no one is dead at this point.
It's game
Yeah.
No one's dead.
Okay.
Let's
see,
say
And
like
other humans are also fighting back, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Flesh is about to show what's up.
Okay, yeah, I have my will to live. Because like if it was like, if it was like 10 years in and like I was the only one alive, I don't think I would have the will to live.
That's totally
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're the last hope for humanity.
Yeah. No.
That's fair. I'd be on the same page there
So
too,
real.
dog. Yeah, we're gonna assume that like, I don't know, maybe you turn the radio on or something and then you just hear news about like how AI is destroying Washington right now. There's like an army of robots taking over there and like there's robot armies like uprising around the country.
That's scary.
So now I want to know what's in your emergency kit. What are you gonna do to survive?
Pocket knife. Or like
Pocket
some
knife?
sort of knife.
One pocket
That's
knife.
good.
Big knife or something. I don't know.
And that's it. I'm just kidding.
Band-aids.
That's a good one.
Matches or a
Also a
lighter.
good one.
Because I don't know how to start a fire with
There you go.
a stick and a leaf. Okay, I ideally would want to like be prepared and have like a where you could drink water.
Yeah, like a water purifier.
Yes,
Yeah.
a water purifier or
I
something.
saw those things at Costco the other day, and I said I need one.
Yeah.
It's honestly probably a good idea to have one.
It's like a straw thing that just purifies it. You could go to the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called a life straw.
Oh yeah, the life. Yeah.
If you
the
don't
life straw.
have that, that is like a must.
Wait, so do you have one?
Yes, like 4.
It's like, are you
I have
kidding?
one?
Of course I have one.
Can I have one?
Maybe
are
I
those,
should
like,
buy one.
Absolutely, you should.
What are those like tin blankets that keep you warm?
Oh, yeah.
Those.
emergency kit blankets, but
Yeah.
I don't know what they're made of.
No, they're made of
aluminum foil.
Is it? I
I
think
don't
it is
know,
aluminum.
actually.
No, I think
Pieces
it
of
is.
aluminum
Like-
are in it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it like does keep your heat in.
So that one of those.
A
Get them
bucket
from somewhere.
buckets for water. So when it rains, you can obviously collect water if you weren't prepared with water.
Okay.
And then you can boil it and sterilize
Yeah.
it, and then you can drink it.
So that's a good idea. I like that one. I'm going to consider that like supplies rather than like your emergency kit.
Oh,
Because I like in my mind, when I think emergency kit, I think of like something that you just grab and like you're ready. It's kind of like your bug out bag.
Okay.
Or like it's like something that you have like
okay.
ready to go.
Oh, okay.
Or that you would ideally have ready to go that you could just snatch and then you can go and grab your supplies like water and food
Okay.
and stuff like that.
So one thing that's in my first aid kit would be also growing up. We had we had a huge emergency kit, but we also had flashlights. But those flashlights, for them to work, you'd had to
The crank
wheel it.
one.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
crank
It's
ones
not-
like manually, so you
it's
don't
not
have to
relying
have
on
like batteries or anything.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah. So that's one thing to have.
a good idea.
Too. Yeah. Blankets, gloves, obviously a toothbrush and toothpaste, some floss as well, some
You can
deodorant.
tell she's a dental hygienist.
No, problems with your teeth.
Soap, literally soap.
Yeah.
Even granola bars, like those small, the small
Yeah.
fast and go.
Or you could like assume that maybe your kit already has like little like pre-made food rations or something like that. Those little like meal kits.
Yeah.
Like oatmeals.
Yeah. We'll assume like you have enough food for 3 days, like enough food and water.
So we're packing up to leave. Is that the choice?
Are we all packing to leave together? Is that what you're implying?
Like as a
This
group,
will be like for
us
this will be
five,
like
or-
for each of you separately. I like getting everybody's ideas and inputs right now, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into everyone's plan.
Okay.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you guys would like want with you
so
in your first aid or like I guess your emergency kit?
my TV, Xbox One, like 2 extra controllers.
For me and the boys.
Gotta get the HDMI cord. My vinyl records.
Basketball.
Yeah, football, basketball. No, I'm kidding.
That's so funny.
Probably clothes. Just like I would probably do like
Swimming suit.
Yeah.
need my swimsuit. No, probably
you probably should. Like if you needed to go
swimsuit is
shower, like you needed
in.
like a swimsuit to go hop into the river or something.
yeah, something
Just
like
get
that.
naked.
Probably like
All the toiletries, basically.
like
Absolutely.
yeah.
But then they're gonna run out. Are we able to raid like?
You will at some point. We'll go over
Yeah,
that.
so
Okay.
this is just like a grab and go.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah, this is
probably
your grab and
clothes.
go.
As much food as much canned food as I can fit into like a bag.
Probably a tent,
all the water, a tent, like a small tent.
a hammock.
Smart.
And then let's see, probably a gun. Honestly,
Yeah. Do you have a gun?
I do. Yeah,
okay.
Or I personally don't,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I have them at
Family,
my house.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
I would
those are good.
probably get like some snow pants and stuff, like stuff for the cold.
Okay.
Well, no,
I'll consider that like
no.
No, that's like clothes.
it is
I
close.
have it like.
But I'll
in
consider
there.
that like too much like clothes.
That's
I feel like
too much?
I feel like
Yeah.
that's too much to carry in like one little quick bag to just dip out.
Well, and we're in summer, right? This is
Yeah.
happening in summertime.
Well,
Yeah.
this is why
Let's
I would.
assume it's
Okay,
This is
summer.
happening
Yeah.
at
Yeah, let's assume
3/17.
it's summer instead of winter.
Okay.
But it could eventually go into the winter.
Yeah. So
Hopefully not.
that's so I guess all right. So canned food, gun, and what else did I say? Blanket.
Yeah.
Right.
A brush.
A brush.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
yeah.
I think everybody did pretty good there. I think everybody's got like a solid idea of like what they need for their bug out bags to just grab it and go. So now I want to go a little bit more into like details. Like what specifically is your plan? How will you grab your bag and then where will you go and who are you going to go with? Like do you have like a hideout, like a home base that you're going to meet up with other people at? Figure out from there, how are you going to get there? Like are you walking, you running, you driving? Let's assume like most of the roads, like local roads are good to go, but main roads are closed because there's like cars just randomly strewn around, so on and so forth.
Well, I'll probably find a pilot for sure. For them to take us to down south Mexico.
Down South Mexico.
Yeah, just in case it can go into the winter. You don't want to be here for the
Yeah,
winter.
you wanna be somewhere
You
warm.
definitely,
Don't worry.
yeah.
Okay.
And then you definitely want to bring someone that's tall. So you have to have a pilot, someone tall like Shaq, and
Love it.
you know what I'm saying? Like you have to
Yeah.
think about these
No,
things.
you do.
You know,
need, like,
everybody
a good
has
group.
to. Yeah, everyone has to have everyone has to be a team player for you to survive in this.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, those are my two things: a pilot,
The
for
two
you to
guys that you
drive-
want?
yeah,
Yeah, the two
and
people.
someone that's really tall and strong
Okay.
to do the labor work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not a part of
Well,
our plan.
no, and
I'm not a part of our
obviously,
No.
you're coming.
No, it's good. It's all cool. It's all good.
So
like,
distraught.
I'm not Shaq or pilot.
So Tom Cruise and Shaquille O'Neal. If you're taking, right? Okay.
Really.
I didn't want to say it out loud, but no, I'm just kidding.
That's cool. It's all good.
No, you're obviously in the plan.
Oh, okay.
And Isaac.
Okay. So I'm gonna dive in a little bit on that. So
Okay.
pilot. Who do you know that's a pilot?
I can find someone that's a pilot.
Whoa, there's
You're
gonna be people on the street.
no, you can. Yeah, you can definitely. I have some friends that are pilots. I have. Yeah,
Yeah, no, we've got a
Jake's
couple
pilot.
friends that are pilots.
yeah. So
Okay.
Call him
okay.
Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out Jake.
He's probably gonna be flying Tom Brady though.
Yeah, that's true, buddy.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's say you have your pilot friend. How are you gonna get to your pilot friend?
we have a meeting spot.
What's the
There's
meeting
no
spot?
internet.
Well, where's the meeting
The
spot?
meeting spot is probably Salt Lake City, the capital.
Salt Lake City Capitol.
You're going to the Capitol.
I'm going to the capital. Well,
Smart.
yeah, but you know how they have a lot of mountain up there. Yeah, so you meet up there because that's where the airplane will be. So you take off that way.
There's no runway up there.
We're about to.
There's gonna be the road.
There's no way anything you take off from the road down there.
From there, we
cares
need to
about
go
all those
wherever
houses?
Shaq is. No, from there after we get onto the airplane. But this airplane is gonna be full with military things too, like the army.
Okay.
Smart.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that you safely made it to Salt Lake City. You safely found your pilot friend.
A movie.
Lucky girl syndrome.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
You guys found the runway. Who's stocking this plane with all the military stuff?
Well, that's why I have you. You work on base. That's literally how my thing went. I said Diego's gonna get us to a military. You're gonna grab your friends, be like, "Hey, we're gonna meet at the no, seriously, we're gonna all meet up. This is how it's gonna go, and then we're gonna go get Shaq. We're gonna pick up Shaq wherever he's at, and then
Why does it have to be Shaq? There's people taller than Shaq.
Yeah, but he's Shaq. Everybody
He's tall
knows.
and
Yeah,
he's
I know
big. He'll
Shaq.
keep
I
us
know
safe.
Shaq.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
Tired from
saying.
walking, he can carry us.
That's how my plan is, and then everybody else,
That's it.
whatever.
Well,
no.
Okay.
Survived.
Nice,
So far, I'm not
baby.
done with my plan, but yeah, that's as far as.
Okay. So I want input from everybody else. What are the percentage wise? What's the survival probability right now, just based off of that? I'm curious.
I think if everything went well, 100% survival. You're able to take off and you are set.
What are the chances all that happens? I think that's the real question. What's the possibility of all of that happening?
I'm over here like, this is a great plan.
I think it's a great plan. Yeah.
This is a great plan.
I
Duh.
think it's great.
I'm with her.
I would be on there with you.
Comment below if you're on my team.
I'm commenting 1%. No, it's a fun plan. I like that plan. That's a good one. All right, Ice, let's hear yours. I want to know what your plan is. You just grabbed your bag. What are you doing?
I just grabbed my bag. I am going to my neighbor's house. They have a bike, like a mountain bike.
Okay.
Or not a mountain bike,
Like a dirt bike?
like a dirt bike. Like I'm going. Oh man, I want to be like in the solitary, just like, what do you call it? What's Superman's thing?
Fortress of Solitude.
I'm gonna find my fortress of solitude in the mountains or somewhere, like, you know what I mean, very much like secluded, right? Because no man, because every time I think about like the Cybergeddon, I think of Skynet and I think of Terminator. Yeah. They like roam everywhere, like looking for humans to kill, right? Mm-hmm. And the way they survive is like using the resources, like whatever they have. So like probably be in the mountains, try to find like a cave and like just be in there pretty much. Like I also want to establish like a what do you call it?
A home base, a meeting point.
Yeah, like a meeting point with like a bunch of people I know, or like just like friends, like a small group of friends that can like relay messages, like not, because there's not gonna be internet, there's not gonna be like any electronics, like all that is done. Like we have to go back to like this.
Do we have walkie-talkies?
Yeah, you can have a walkie-talkie.
Okay.
Walkie-talkies are very much like anyone could get on that frequency and like they can know. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a.
That's why you have to make your own coding at that point.
That's what
they could do the same thing with your phones then.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
is like, so I would do no phones, no walkie-talkies. Like my plan is like go back to the Stone Ages, like send ravens or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
Train
like,
a raven, send him out.
like pigeons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To relay messages of like what's happening and like the updates on like the AI world and what we can do, whatever that is, right?
Yeah,
so I'm not like there's no traces back to me.
You know what I picture right now is do you know that scene in Lord of the Rings when they like light the beacons?
Yeah, that's it. Then we'll have like a signal. We'll have the signal of like when it's time to go, right? But after that's like before everything though, right? So that plan would be like pre leaving.
Okay, this is all like established beforehand.
Yeah. And then, but after I leave on that dirt bike, I get supplies. Like obviously, I'm getting as much. I'll probably get like one of those little tow things, like on the side of my dirt bike. What do you call it? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
that
someone,
passenger seat.
Yeah. The passenger. I'll be filling that with just like as much food, as much like kind of camping gear stuff. Like all this stuff, like the purifiers, like that stuff that like is very essential.
All the stuff that would
like,
be in my army
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Your army plane.
And she's already safe.
Yeah.
In Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with flying is like I just think like AI is smart enough to like
Shoot down the
shoot it
plane.
down
Shoot it down
because
or-
it uses like technology to like it's like a GPS system, so it's like pretty much telling you where you're gonna be at all times. That's why like something like motorized, like a bike, because the bike doesn't have like it doesn't
No.
use like what cars do, right? There's
not
no
at
like
all.
electricity to it. It's just
It's gas.
it's gas.
That's it.
And you're good. So as much gas as I could find. Supplies would be like all of the camping stuff, the resources, like the food, and then go from there.
I mean, if you want, I can pick you up on the way, but
Find me in my
assuming
cave.
that this would be like 3,000 you said or something like that.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Sure.
Yeah,
I was
that's what I'm
gonna I was
saying.
gonna assume it was tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah.
that army airplane that I was talking about has an invisible shield that nobody can see.
Like the Avengers.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
It's a
so-
helicarrier.
So that's my plan though. And then
Okay.
we're off the grid.
I do got a question for you on that plan. So
Hit me on that one.
let's say you go to grab the dirt bike, and then
Sure.
your neighbor's also grabbing the dirt bike at the same time.
Kill them.
Fight to the death.
Yeah.
Duel.
Okay, so are you guys going to be okay with murdering other humans for the
Absolutely.
things you want?
Wonderful
Absolutely
question.
not.
Morality
No.
comes into question. Yeah.
The more people you have,
couldn't
the
just-
more chances you
I
have to
think
survive.
yeah.
Strength in numbers.
I think like I don't know how it would feel initially. It'd be kind of like a fight for all, but like there's so many humans. But I think like once like it goes on like years and years, I guess like
Everyone starts to come
yeah.
together.
everyone starts coming together.
That's what I believe too.
But also it could be the opposite where you're just like it's like there's scavengers and there's people that are trying to like take people's shit.
There
There's
probably
people
will
who are
be.
eating other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're just like scared of everybody.
There's like
you know what I mean?
cannibals, raiders, and a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Have
I
y'all
would definitely
ever-
want, my girl with me or someone to be there. I wouldn't want to like turn insane because like I think
Yeah.
like being like isolated for that long would make you like
It would.
wild.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen The 100?
Yes.
That TV
Good
show?
show.
I love
honestly.
it.
Like that's literally what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Is like, what is
Yeah.
it, like season 5 where like that literally happens?
I think it does. Yeah.
But like I'm thinking of like the Grounders. Literally there'd be
Yes.
people who like would just eat other people and like
Yeah.
murder other people for fun.
That's a fun show. I like
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's next week's episode. We're gonna take the 100s premise and we're gonna see how we could survive in that.
Absolutely not.
Yikes.
We'd be done for.
I'm getting killed
Yeah.
the second I
I
walk
don't have
off the
those survival
spaceship.
skills either.
No man.
Oh gosh.
I
All
have
right.
them.
Matt, let's hear it. Let's hear your survival plan. You just grab the bag.
Where am I going?
That's what I want to know.
You got to tell us.
Do you have to go somewhere?
That's my
I
point.
guess you. Oh, okay.
That's,
okay.
no,
my
that's what
point.
Matt's trying to say.
So
Oh,
you're gonna
okay.
like board
I'm
up your
not going
home.
anywhere.
You're gonna like.
So immediately,
Okay.
so you asked me this question. You asked me to think, and I was like, I'm done. Because I look around where I'm at currently. I've got 2 pear trees, 2 apple trees, a creek that's in a forest that's like 40 yards away that has constant running water,
Yeah.
and a horse in a cage. If I had to, you grab your tinfoil. I don't know if these AI, let's say robots are reading heat signatures, and that's how
Okay.
they're finding
Yeah, yeah,
humans.
yeah.
You use tinfoil. You put it on all of your windows, so when they scan your house, there's no heat coming through the window. So you go rogue mode, right? Because all they're looking for is what's breathing, what's alive. So
Yeah.
you board up, I hunker down, and what's key, I think, in these types of situations is information. It is all information. So me, to keep myself motivated and optimistic, I'm trying to recognize patterns of the AI.
Okay.
Because AI is assumingly
Yeah.
perfect as far as survival.
That's what the AI thinks.
Right. Or, and this you could go as deep as you want. Like they could have already have mastered how humans survive. So they're going to be able to see behind any type of guise that you put, right? So what I would do for my pastime after I'm hunkered down is every now and then I'll go up to the mountain. If you can get to the mountain, that is your new social media. That is your new information because you get binoculars or something to see. Once you see the land and you see, are there cars moving? Are there people moving? There's nobody moving. Can you see the AI moving around in whatever form they're in? That's going to be your peace of mind, is seeing the land and seeing how it's responding, how it's acting, what's going on. Honestly, the reason why I wouldn't right off the bat grab a bag and run is because I think that's the instinct of everyone, and that is a mass slaughter waiting to happen outside.
I could see
everybody is killing everybody. Robots are killing everybody. Whatever you want to,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's panic and chaos. I think the best thing to do is to just breathe, sit down, let that first wave of chaos come over and let it settle, and then read the map, read the area, and then adjust from there.
Okay.
Wow, that's a beautiful plan.
And you know, it just depends, right? It just depends on like the type of AI robots or whatever. Because like you said, heat signatures. That's a nice plan. You know,
I think the saddest part, honestly, is sitting there thinking about family and friends.
Yeah,
because you want to get to them. So that's what would prevent me from running to the mountains and just like keep going. Is I would as I continue to walk and as I continue to move, I would not stop thinking about friends and family. I'd be like, I just left them. What if they're sitting there? What if they're still alive? So over time, years, whatever you want to call it, months, you probably would, as you continue to read, see if the robots have some kind of mapping where they show up to places at the same time every day, or if they're trying to be different and show up. And does that make sense? What if they have a certain way of doing things?
Yeah, do they have like a search pattern they use?
Yeah, try to get to family and friends, see what they're doing. I was thinking about in that blanket that has tinfoil in it. I think that would be smart to wrap around yourself.
Could probably work.
Something that pushes away the. Well, if they're reading motion, it's different. That way, you probably couldn't even go anywhere else.
Yeah, you literally just don't know. It really just depends on.
This is what I'm saying. My first thing that I'm trying to figure out is how apex is this predator.
Okay.
Because if it is absolute apex, honestly, any plan, I'm sorry, is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If we're talking like something that's sentient, that is conscious, but at the same time knows everything, sees everything, is everything.
Yeah.
Good luck.
We'll assume it's not like Ultron level.
Okay.
That can basically do anything and everything. Okay. We'll assume there are like some robots that it can send out to like attack people and stuff like that. And like there's certain armies like in certain areas. And then there's maybe like the occasional robot like roaming the street. Okay.
You know, in every movie that's like, let's say it's like this end of the world type, whatever, blah, blah, blah. There's always that one point where, let's say that the apex predator, somebody figures out a way or somehow somebody kills one. All of a sudden, there's a different energy. It's like, not only is it possible to start winning, but now they start thinking, can we win? So the first thing I'd probably look for is, can I beat one? Because if you can beat one, you can beat two.
Yeah.
If you do that, you can multiply that, teach people how, and you start winning. Yeah.
So everyone just rallies.
Yes,
everyone would rally.
Yeah. You know what I picture right now? I picture Matt as like Arnold Schwarzenegger in like The Predator, where he's like shirtless, covered in the mud, just like hiding down, like waiting for like the perfect opportunity to strike.
Just patience is what
like
it is.
PETA in Hunger Games.
Honestly, this for me wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, because I'd be like, hopefully if we can come out of this in the best way possible, hopefully the world is a little more balanced, there's a little less evil, and reestablish what should have been established before.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I'd be thinking. Let's survive this so we can rebuild.
Yeah.
All right, I can respect that.
Or I die some point.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I don't.
Or
Or they just.
Or everyone dies. But
at least you go out, with like the thought of what's next.
Yeah. I gotcha. So you said that there's a horse in the area. Do you know how to ride a horse?
I'd figure it out real fast.
All right.
I've ridden a couple, but it was with a saddle and it was with a trained person, and they've trained the horse. The horse would have to. I know that you have to get the horse to know you first.
Yeah,
absolutely, because they will reject you. So,
yeah.
And it's not my horse, so honestly, I was thinking about it. I was like, nah, I'd friend the people. Yeah. Worst case scenario, I'd friend the people, but that would be like your ideal. They're loud, but they don't give off any radiation. They don't give off any signal. Yeah. Besides heat. So
I mean, it's just like Minecraft. Just give it an apple.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. When it's low. Yeah. No, I got a campfire. I got pots. Go down the creek, get some water, come up, boil it, eat apples.
That might be the safest plan. Which I totally skipped over on Isaac's survival rating. I want everybody's opinion.
Oh my gosh.
On that, I want a percentage for him.
That was a good plan.
You can comment down below too.
Plan.
Yeah.
It was a good plan. I just worry that you're gonna survive on your bike with
What?
all the road being
your dirt bike.
Yeah, your dirt bike.
But I feel like that's what gives him the advantage over other people is his dirt bike's more maneuverable.
Yeah, I would. That's why I don't. That's why I wouldn't want to pick a car.
Yeah.
Like there'd be a roadblock.
Yeah.
What
if you have your tire pop? What are you gonna do then?
That's the thing. Yeah. What if your tire pops on your plane?
There's no tire. There's no.
Yeah, there is.
But it
You gotta
doesn't
land
need to-
somehow.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And when it takes off.
You can land for the ocean. You can just hope that you make it. Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, I think your pilot that is a pilot could land safely in the ocean, and you guys could just swim out.
You guys could just
Canopy of trees.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Shaq would know what to do.
He would know what to do. I agree.
Shout out Shaq, dude.
No, in all honesty, like in a perfect world, I would go to Costco and just live there because Costco has everything.
True.
I feel like all the most dangerous people immediately are going towards. I'm not saying you're dangerous, but they're going towards those super centers.
She's kind of dangerous
Because
sometimes.
if you think of it, like in situations like that, that's king of the hill. Everything you need is there.
Yeah. Well, you know how COVID hit, and you know how everybody was gonna go buy toilet paper and all this stuff. It was
gone. Yeah.
That was literally me and my parents. We had our like car full of like
that's wild.
Toilet paper and like water bottles. We were that family.
That was same
here.
We were
prepared though.
That was same here.
Yeah.
My dad went and bought the entire shelf over there, dude.
Yeah, that was like actually so scary. I like going
really
in
was.
the grocery stores after like everything was just so empty.
Yeah.
It was like
wiped out.
This is gonna sound weird, but I walked over to a park and I sat on a bench and I just looked at the sky, and I was like, "This is happening," and I just tried to feel all the chaos.
Yeah.
They're calm in the storm.
I was like, "This is great."
I was like, we're gonna die. The earth is gonna open up.
I was watching people drive by, and you can just feel like the car, the energy. They're
So scared.
freaking out. Everyone's trying to get somewhere. I was like, "This is really happening."
Yeah.
Cool. Not cool, but it was.
It was an experience.
Really was.
An experience for sure.
Yeah. I'll give Ice 60% on survival. I feel like that's a pretty good chance.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
I could do that too, yeah.
At least
stick
I'll
with
give
my
you
60.
65.
Bargaining. I love it.
I'm going to give Matt an 80%.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yes.
80. 85.
Hey.
I
Yeah.
would say 85.
And then I'm reverting what I said for
I'll go 86.
Erandeny's. In an ideal world, we're going to assume for her scenario, it's an ideal world. She's got Shaq and everybody on her team. 100%.
And everyone's coming with.
100%. I agree. 100%.
Yes.
All right. Monty, I want to know your plan now after you grab your go bag.
So I'm at home, right? And I grabbed
Yes.
the go bag. Okay. I'm hot wiring a big car so I can like plow through all the cars on the street.
Like a supersized Jeep.
Yeah, or like a Hummer or something. And just I'm
Or like
literally
a
gonna
monster
hot wire.
truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hot wire cars because obviously I know
You
how
know
to
how to
hot
do
wire
that.
cars.
Yeah, I mean, we established that we're all
Yeah.
experts in AI early on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hot wire cars literally until the gas runs out, and I'm just gonna keep doing that until I get to my great aunt's house, and I'm gonna let my family all meet there.
Mm-hmm.
We actually do have like if anything were to happen, like that's where we're meeting. Like I'm so
Oh, I love
serious.
it.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool. It's
And
good to
so
have.
they got all the things. They have like they're the hunters, so they like
Oh,
have the
they're that family.
guns. They
Okay.
have like the bow and arrow, like.
They got the phone.
So they got all the things. I'm
They
just
got
showing up with myself, and I will stay inside whatever facility we're in, doing whatever. I'm not going out there. That's for sure.
No way.
See, that's the perfect plan because you don't have to do much. Like, it's
Yeah.
all been like pre-done for you. Now you just have to get there.
Okay, like I think in all reality, I probably could fight a robot, and I think I could win. Like I'll be honest. Give me like a bat.
Yeah.
I could like kick off its head or something.
could.
I just don't think it'd be that hard to fight a robot, but
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have much movement as we have, I
Yeah.
think, too.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it goes back to like it depends on what
scenario it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know,
think-
like chop the head off and then like hit it in the chest, and that's
All you have
gotta
to
be
grab
it,
is a
right?
computer
Yeah.
thing and just
Rip it
you know,
out.
you know how Iron Man
Take a
has
bite out of it.
yeah, you know how Iron Man has his thing.
Yeah.
It's like you
Yeah.
literally you just like yank it out and that's immediately how they die.
No, I
That's
think
all you have to do.
me against a robot with a mace as like my weapon
Oh,
or
yeah.
a gun, I'm winning.
No, 100%. I'm with
That's
her.
fair. I can get behind that. We'll assume that these robots can take damage like that because given our technology today, like what I think of is like, have you seen the Boston Dynamic robots? Like those little like robot dogs and stuff like that that they can kick and those ones. So I kind of think of stuff like that, but maybe like a
Absolutely.
little more advanced, like maybe like a little more humanoid, like it can scan you, see you, and then start shooting.
Because
Like
I'm just
bipedal.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like jumping to the conclusion like this is Terminator. Like the like
know,
we're
yeah.
like
That's why I liked. Yeah, I liked
'Cause I'm
your
like,
plan, 'cause
okay,
you were
like-
like super ready for
I'm like, dude,
Terminator.
Yeah.
Terminator, like those ones are just crazy. Like they're
We're
made out
dying
of
for
some
sure.
wild,
Yeah.
like we're dead. Like
Okay, so let's say they're like super, super evil. I would vote to go to like Yellowstone or
Okay.
like some sort of national park where you do have like all of that space, and you have like the animals that you can hunt, all
north.
the like
Absolutely.
food
That's a good
that's going to
idea.
be there,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
all the space to farm. I'm sure they got some
Absolutely.
sort of farming in
Potatoes.
Yeah,
That was my other reason to go down to Mexico, because you know how they have all the, is it called agriculture?
Yeah,
Yeah.
agriculture.
All that you can grow things and everything. That's another reason why.
yeah, smart.
Yeah.
No, if
Yeah,
you
like a-
if you go find a farmer, chances are like there's something you can do on the land that will be some kind of offer of trade. Like you can take up residence, but if you work all day long, then they'll give you food, they'll give you water.
Yeah.
You just gotta
Yeah.
find the right family.
Oh, I ain't working.
Because there are so many
Yeah.
families that are already ready for Armageddon.
Yeah,
They're-
and, like-
they're there.
It's true.
Now that like with back to horses, my family has horses, so like they would bring their
Oh,
horses,
yeah.
and my uncle actually has like property up in Monte Cristo, so like maybe
love
we
it.
would even go there and just like
It's the perfect
be
spot.
there. Yeah,
That really is the perfect spot because it's the highest point, I think, in the Uintas or the Wasatch, something. It's the highest point up there, so you get to see anything coming up towards
yeah,
you.
the higher ground.
I'm gonna be
Name
there.
It's
that
all
movie.
Vatican.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I'm about to go to Mount Everest, live up there, and like
How are you gonna get to Mount Everest?
I'm gonna walk up there.
You're getting on
I'm
the
getting on.
plane.
I'm getting on her
This all
plane.
goes back to that plane.
Yeah,
Everybody,
I'm
come onto the
I'm
plane.
hopping on her plane. They're gonna like fly above it. I'm gonna parachute out and like have already an advantage, be up not all the way.
Parachute out
but,
like
with the
Tom
gun,
Cruise
and you're
in that
like,
movie.
as you're falling down, you're shooting all the
Yeah.
robots. Yes.
yeah. I don't think there's robots gonna be up there. Just Mount Everest.
They could fly.
They could.
They could
Well,
have thrusters on
You
their
know how high
feet or
Mount
something.
Everest is? I think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna be checking Mount
I
Everest.
think your plan is really good, though. I gotta be honest.
like that.
I
It's
should
good.
have gone last. Low key, my plan sounds like
Your plan
an
is
8-year-old
great.
plan.
I love your plan. Your plan is so fun.
Oh,
it's a good,
also
it's a good
remember-
contrast to everyone.
It is good.
My
It is good.
original plan is dying. So
That's fair. That's totally fair.
All right, Diego, what's your
Well,
plan?
yeah, what's your
Yeah.
plan, Diego?
My plan? Okay. I actually didn't come up with a plan, so I'm going to come up with it on the spot right now. I'm going to assume, like I said, the robots attack at 3:17 p.m. in the middle of a work day. So I am still at work. I'm just getting off of work, about to like come home. I start hearing the news, like I hear these sirens on base going off, and I'm like, all right, I'm just staying
oh
here
yeah,
then.
you're on base.
I am on base.
And that's when you remember my plan. No, I'm just kidding.
That's where she
I
comes
look
to
at my
find you
phone,
to find
yeah.
a pilot.
I've got a phone call from Erandeny saying, hey, I need the pilot now.
Find me a pilot.
Yeah. So I genuinely assuming that scenario, I would stay on base. I wouldn't leave
Yeah, I
just
would
because
say
there's
that's, like, the
already military
safest.
personnel there. There are some caveats to it. I want to hear it.
The base is the worst place to be.
Oh really? Oh,
Okay,
because
we're
they would
talking about-
attack there first.
That's
Yeah,
the-
yeah,
but,
that's
like,
why.
Are we talking like AI that's in robots or AI that's in everything? Like it can control.
No, yeah, like computers
launch
and
codes, it
That's
can
what I'm
control-
because that's what I'm assuming
Like,
too.
It can
Okay, okay, okay.
control
Okay.
radios.
No, you're right about
phones,
that.
It reads everything. Like,
So
we're
let's
talking
assume
about the all-seeing eye.
You're right
right
about
now.
that.
That's why I'm like, oh, I'm staying the hell out of big cities. I'm
maybe
staying
I'm a
the hell out of like
Yeah,
the bases.
they're hitting
like,
that first.
So, what should we rank Diego's?
Sorry, I didn't mean to like be like, no, that's good. I was trying to figure out what AI
No,
we're dealing
you're
with.
right.
Like,
Okay,
In
but
that scenario-
what are we fighting?
That was the scenario that I gave you, so you're totally right.
Okay.
We're going to assume that it does take over like the computers and stuff
Okay.
like that. Some of like
base is gone.
But they don't have
know.
the like nuclear codes.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the other thing too is like with base, like a lot of the networks are closed networks, and so they
Yes.
have no access to internet or anything like that. It's just already on their own like closed off system. And so that's like the systems I work on and stuff like that. And so nothing there would probably be able to like get me, but there would be AI that is maybe able to like shut the power, like able to turn stuff off. Like maybe there's backup generators and stuff like that, but I probably still would stick on base. But there is that caveat that the AI could, maybe it does activate some launch codes and stuff like that. I don't quite know how that process works, honestly, though. So
Let's say there's like a
I'll tell you guys after.
Age
how
of
it works.
Ultron Jarvis that's like changing the codes, so like they can't find it.
That would be nuts. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah. In my scenario, I would just stay on base for as long as I possibly can. Because first off, there's already a ton of food there. They have bunkers there, anyways.
They got Bethels up
They
there.
do have Bethel's, and it is nice, dog. I love it.
They do. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
They opened it up a couple months ago, and it's fire. For like 2 weeks straight, I went there every day with my coworkers.
Got some Betos.
Yeah, there's food there. They have their own like supermarket, their own stores there. They have like
They have everything.
they've got a gun range. Yeah, they've got a gun range. They've got, if I need it, they got alcohol there too. They've got everything. The bunkers. I would mostly rely on like the military personnel to kind of like guide me around and be like, hey, this is where you need to hide. Stay down. Keep your head down, and we'll go like keep guard. So that's what I would do for as long as I could. At some point, I assume, also this is kind of like a selfish thing of me, I would be assuming like not to use my phone and stuff like that, just throw that away. I'd be assuming like my family's done. Right. They're gone.
That's what I was thinking too.
That's what I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume that anybody else that I know I care about, they're done for. I'm going to hope for the best, but I won't know unless I light the beacons.
Yes.
We light the beacons.
Yeah.
I'll light a beacon if you want. Yeah. You'll see one in Cage. Oh, Matt's there.
You'll see one in the mountain over there. Just a little guy.
Yeah. I'm going to be selfish, and I'm going to assume that everyone that I love and care about is just gone, done for, and it's just me on my own, and I have to survive. And from there, I will rebuild a life if I can survive.
So brave.
We'll rebuild civilization.
It's up to me, guys. That's my assumption. But yeah, at some point, I'm probably going to have to get off the base. I'd hopefully be able to take like some survival stuff with me. I don't think I would have a to-go bag with me because I'm obviously on base. I lied. I do have a to-go bag in my car.
You do?
Yeah, not with all of that stuff. It's just like a bunch of extra clothes and maybe like stuff I might need, like hand sanitizer, like Band-Aids, first aids.
But I also have a question on base. Is like I feel like if when people hear like AI is taking over, it's like worst case scenario. So I think a lot of people on base would become selfish. Like there's no way people are going to be like as composed as you are. Like I think a lot of people are going to be freaking the hell out as
possible.
Well. And like would raid like all of the supermarkets and stuff like that, right?
You would
like,
hope that people come together.
You would
That's
hope.
what I would hope.
You would
so
hope.
I would imagine like civilian people, I feel like most of them would probably want to leave and go to their families. I'm going to be selfish and just stay where I'm at.
Yeah.
But I feel like most of them, like a lot of the people I work with, they all have like wives, husbands, kids. They're going to want to go be with them. So I imagine most of them would just leave base, which barriers and everything would be up on base. So they'd have to like walk off base. But I imagine like other people wanting to like come in. Those guards they've got the ARs, bro, and they've got orders to shoot.
Yeah.
So they might do that. I don't know how they would react and stuff like that. But like the military personnel, I'm not worried about them freaking out. It would be more like the civilian side.
But I feel like, yeah, but like you said, like a bunch of civilians would try to get in. They can't kill all of them. There's a bunch of people. Like, and then they would take down. There's no way because like there's so many. Like it's such a big base. So
you're right about that.
And like people would cut down the gates.
They could do that for sure.
Like,
just drive like a truck
like
through
whatever
the gate.
it is.
Yeah,
right?
the fence.
And, like, it would just get overcrowded. That's the way I see it.
I could see that too. But the other thing on that is they've got bunkers and stuff like that. They've got places they can like hide up, lockups, like hunker down.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry too much about that because I'd hope the military personnel would let me follow along down into a bunker and be like, yo, like, dog, here's your rations, here's your water, your blanket.
So you want to be babied this whole time, huh?
Yeah, for as long as I can be.
I guess that's the way to go. I guess I'm not picking up Diego then.
I'm just. This is under the assumption that it happens at 3:17 p.m. on like a Tuesday
in the summer.
In the summer. Yeah. No, if I had time to prepare, I would probably go somewhere like along the same lines as Isaac. I would try to leave my house. Like I'd try to find like a dirt bike or something like that on, even if I had to just ride like a bike.
Yeah, that's what a bike would do for me.
Yeah, I would avoid a car for sure just because they're too big. There's not as much
newer
maneuverability.
Bikes, though. Have you seen those ones that go
the electric
fast?
Ones?
No, they're not electric. No, but they're the ones that are like just like they just go so fast.
Yeah. So that would be like my go-to because we've got bikes upstairs like in the garage, like hoping like assuming I'm here at home, I'd grab a bike, I'd grab my bag, which same stuff as all of you guys, like water, rations, first aid, like a gun, some ammo. And then I'd get on the bike and I would, first things first, I'm going to the mountains. That's like my go-to, which I might, or I may or may not make it depending on like, on the robots, but I would take that chance. Cause I feel like I would have a chance here at home for a little bit, but at some point I would have to leave my house to go survive somewhere else, meet up with more people, figure out, all right, how do we start this resistance? Like, let's all get bandanas.
Yeah, exactly.
Wear cutoff shirts.
What's our team name?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the route I would go assuming I had time. But
we gotta go find John Connor. from Terminator, the leader of the resistance.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. What would you rate my survival? Actually, hold on. Armani survival. What would you guys rate that?
Armani's is pretty good.
It's a pretty solid.
How
one.
far-
like an 80.
I 100% low key
Yeah.
for real.
How far is your?
That's a good question.
Yeah, how far is your great?
My great aunt.
Yeah.
I'm in Farmington. She's in Layton, so 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
No,
wow.
that's not bad. You could probably
Wow.
run to
Yeah.
her.
15 minutes.
95%.
I'm gonna go with 5%. I don't.
5?
I'm just kidding.
Hey, Mom. No, she is gonna win this
No,
whole
you'll
thing.
make it.
She had
I
the
agree.
horses, she had the guns, she
agree.
had the whole setup
That's
and
a really
everything.
Yeah.
Family,
I think
community. I
The
agree.
most important thing is to have other people around you who have those things.
Yes.
100%. Yeah.
'Cause all I'm bringing is
See, we're thinking
myself.
the same way right now.
Oh yeah.
No, that's a good one. I honestly would give you like a 90% survival chance. Yeah.
Take it.
The only reason I wouldn't give you that 10% is because you still have to get there,
Yeah.
and that's
She's gonna
the hard
get there.
part.
I think I could though. Like if I hotwire a big car and I just vroom all the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
That's
get on the freeway, that's a straight shot.
I'm convinced. 95.
That's 95.
Yeah.
All right. I'm cool with that one. All right. Now I want to know mine.
Diego, assuming that
Well,
Diego,
Let's
I'm
I
gonna
would
get
say
let's
like
assume
a
I do the one where I
90.
stay on base.
99%.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
99
on,
for sure.
Yeah.
on like if you
You're
would
in a
survive
protected area.
like
Mm-hmm.
initially or like over time. 'Cause that's
Ooh,
another
okay.
thing. I'm
Overtime,
taking
I don't know.
into.
Yeah, I didn't really talk about overtime
Because
Um,
initially, yeah, 100% probably, or probably like 97. I'll give you 97%.
That's fair. That's a good percentage. I could see like a 90% because yeah, there are some unknowns that we wouldn't know until we play. Yeah, they play out.
It's knowledge, honestly.
Yeah.
It's knowing what happens.
You know what I would do? I would take my programming skills and I would deprogram
out.
the AI.
Good
There you go.
idea.
Me and all
That's
me and
something I
all my
could get
buddies.
behind. I love it.
use ChatGPT to find out how to destroy
Yeah. Like, what is your weakness?
how to destroy you.
That's hilarious.
It hits me with the as an AI language recognition. Gosh. Okay. So with this AI, this was a fun like little conversation. Thank you for preparing some emergency plans and coming prepared. That was fun. With the AI topic, I do have some questions related to AI that I want your opinions and thoughts on. One of like the big overarching questions that I have is, do you think AI can become sentient? Do you think at any point down the line, whether it's like 50 years, 100 years, 500 years, the AI could become sentient, like self-conscious, like alive?
Oh man.
Yeah, I feel like any movie I've ever watched has proven. Well, not proven, but yeah, I
It
would
shows
say
it can
yeah.
happen.
I would
Yeah.
say yes, absolutely.
what would you consider alive?
Okay,
And
so that's
being-
actually a
and
good
being,
question.
Like human, like
So-
to what point? You know,
That's good. I've
Like
got those talking
cyborg?
points written down too.
Okay.
So like,
Like can make its own
Yes.
decisions.
yeah. So we'll assume, I guess I'll give some
like
context on
what
this
is
one.
being self-conscious?
Yeah,
You know
because
what
we're
I'm
gonna
saying?
assume that it doesn't have a soul. We're gonna assume that to be sentient, it doesn't require you to have a soul. But the way that I would go about this is there's something called the Turing test. And so this is like a method to test a machine's ability to match like human level intelligence. And so there's like 3 different parts to that. The first one is the computer itself, obviously. There's going to be an evaluator and then there's going to be like a human. And so the way it works is the evaluator sits down with the computer and with the human. They don't know which one is which, but they interact with both of them. And if the evaluator can't tell who's the human, then you assume the AI is sentient because it can do all the exact same stuff that the humans can.
Just doesn't have a body.
Yeah, it just doesn't have a body, which we could assume later on, like it takes over a body or so on and so forth. But yeah, for that instance, we'll assume that's what it takes for it to be sentient, which maybe that's not a good example because AI can do that already. So let's use that as like a basis then. What else do you think is needed for the AI to become sentient?
Emotion, feeling stuff, like experiencing things. I think it would have to happen for it to be self-conscious and alive. It's just, in my opinion, I don't think it ever can be
Okay.
alive or self-conscious because it will never be human. It'll never be experiencing thing, emotion, everything that what the human goes through, it just can't do it.
It's always going to be
Yeah.
ones and zeros.
It can't, yeah. You can always program it to be, but it never will be. You know what I'm
can
saying?
get-
It's like
yeah.
coding. You can code it. You can do whatever,
You can make it think
Yeah, you
that
can
it's
make it
happy,
think-
sad.
yeah.
Okay.
but it just won't experience those things. So
Okay.
that it won't be alive for me.
See, I'm like mostly on that side, but at the other end of it, I start to think about like AI, like learning models and stuff like that. So stuff like ChatGPT, where it learns based off of questions and stuff like that. And then it learns, okay, maybe this is like a better answer to give people. Maybe this is not a good answer to give people, and so on and so forth. Or stuff like algorithms, like TikTok's algorithm or like Twitter's algorithm, stuff like that. It's like, okay, this person like this. So now we know that this is the kind of content they engage with. Let's send them more content like this. I feel like at some point, given like a large enough data set, maybe that line could be blurred, where maybe it's learned to like distinguish like certain emotions like happiness, sadness, and then it can start to experience. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm grasping at straws. 'Cause now I don't know if it'll be able to experience that.
Yeah.
Well, like, what's the difference between like sentience and being alive? Like, there's a difference, right, between being alive and being sentient.
I guess that's true. Yeah, there is.
So like, it's not like those two things are not the same.
Not exclusively mutual.
Not
Like correlating?
kind of
Identical.
I can't think of the word, but those two things are
Equal.
like equal. There we go.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the same thing. So like, yes, a robot could never be alive because they don't have the capacity to be alive, but they do have the capacity to be aware of themselves and aware of whether it's like their hatred for humans or what that's like gonna drive them to want to do this.
Okay.
So like,
I can see that too.
I
yeah.
agree. Like, I don't think there's it can't be alive, but I think sentience is very terrifying.
That would be my question, is like, what would in this case, what would AI's drive be? Like motivation, if it's not programmed, if it is a sentient, self-driven reason towards ill-natured affection towards humans, that's the question to ask.
Yeah.
Right?
So like, where's its getting its ethics, its morals?
What's the point? Because I was listening to some other people talk, and what I'm hearing a lot is that if you think about it, AI is simply manifested perfection.
Okay.
Okay, it's manifested perfection as far as maybe not on a what would you call
What humans deem perfect.
Like on Earth, it manifested perfection. So humans are not perfect at all. That's the point. Life is not perfect. That's the point. There's a balance. With imperfection comes the chance to be perfected. If everything was perfect, there's no point in being imperfect. In fact, there's no point in being perfect either. In fact, honestly, the idea of perfect, if we're going to be strictly honest as far as what AI, like intelligence is before time was even created, before matter was created, that was perfect because there's nothing. There's literally nothing. So if AI, if they're perfect, is it that they want all life to cease, or do they want to be on top of life? Because those are two very different things.
Well, I feel like every movie ever has always been like,
Kill the humans.
yes,
Right.
but like someone makes it and they're like, I want you to help the humans be their best selves. But then
Right.
they become aware and they're like, humans actually kind of suck. So
Right.
the best thing for the
Right.
planet is to kill them.
Right. And that's what I've seen. Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Freaking Ultron.
But then there's also like the self-awareness of it, where like I think a good explanation was like how the Terminator, like the Skynet thing happens.
Yeah.
Apparently, like it started as like a defense system against like it was like a cybersecurity thing, and like it started like going through like all different cybersecurity to like make sure everything ran well. And then people noticed that it was like they thought that the AI was the bad guy, so they're like, I need you to stop this. But it was like it was the AI the entire time, right? And so they were self-aware that like the humans commanded it to like kill itself, and then they were like, why would I kill myself? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then like they're like, no, you're the enemy, sort of thing, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's like I think commanding it, instructing it to do one thing could like turn against you, just like
Yeah.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
At humans' best, honestly, we are entertainers. We bring life, color, creativity. We show the vast emptiness that there is life, and it's doing what it wants, right? So if we can't entertain the robots, if they don't have that funny bone to recognize, I am being entertained, this is great, there really is no point for us to them, honestly.
Okay.
They don't need us to survive, especially if they're solar powered, right? There's many variables. It's like blah, blah, blah. So at the end of the day, honestly, can they be reasoned with? That would be humanity's hope, is reasoning. Can a sentient robot reason? Or do you need a soul to reason, right? These are the questions.
Okay.
Well, I think because a robot doesn't know good and
exactly
right from wrong, good from bad, whatever.
No. So I also think it just depends who also programs the AI because it could be biased to whoever built it is what they're gonna portray, like their actions, their everything.
Like an apple from a tree.
Yeah, basically. So I guess it just depends on who does that because I think that plays a huge role on how it's gonna play out.
I think so too. I think it does play a big role in it. Matt talking about like, can the AI laugh with us, like experience those kinds of things? In my mind, I kind of want to try something like, I want to do like a, hey Siri, tell me a joke, or like a, hey Siri, will you laugh at my joke or something like that? Just like as a quick experiment. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking in my head is like, that's how I would imagine it would respond. So that's like what comes into my mind. But no, like given this like discussion, that kind of like prompts up another thing too in my head with maybe like another example of like potential like sentience or like, is it alive? Is it not alive? I've got two examples. One of them is in like the game series Fallout where they have things called synths. And so this kind of like lines up exactly with my second example, which is Blade Runner, where they also have replicants is what they're called, which are replicants and synths are basically the exact same thing where like in Fallout, the synths, there's like 3 different like generations. Like generation 1 is like super robotic, like very skeletal looking. Generation 2 is like, it has like fabricated skin on it, but it still looks a little robotic. And then generation 3 looks identical to human. Yeah. So that's kind of like what the replicants are like in Blade Runner. And the big dilemma in that movie, and just I guess in general, is those synths and replicants are made for labor. If the replicant synth, the AI, isn't alive and sentient, is it morally okay to use them for labor? Right. If they think that they're alive, if they think that they're sentient.
Oh my gosh,
that's like the whole thing about Blade Runner is like the reason why those. Then the first Blade Runner, the reason why like the replicants leave is because they don't want to work anymore, right? And they're like the bad guys, but they're not, you know. Yeah,
like what do you do in that case? Like, what if like you've got these replicants that don't want to work anymore? Do you just shut them down? Do you destroy them? Do you let them try and go live life? Like, what do you do?
It's all programmed to me. They're not alive. In my opinion.
They think they're alive.
They think they're alive.
They think they're alive.
They have a consciousness. They're like, oh wow, we're like part of this world, and we're like living with these like humans.
And they look identical to humans. So basically, like if we were to pretend like the 3 of them would be replicants. And so let's say that we just had like this podcast with these 3 replicants. At the end of the night, do we just turn them off, or do we just say, all right, like,
go home.
Yeah, go home.
And don't sleep.
Don't sleep. I don't know.
You don't sleep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's hard.
It's scary.
So it's like a tough moral.
It's like how do you value life? Like what's more important? Like sending something home so it can smile with people it loves, or using it and turning it off to gain your own ambitions?
Yeah, to have like dreams for personal gain.
Whoever's at the top is making that decision.
I guarantee
or
they're
allowing that to happen. Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a brighter world with smiles. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's fair.
If you want a dark world, well,
that's what the corporations are doing to the labor class out here. That's what they think. That's what they think. You're replaceable.
Yeah, no, I agree with Matt because like the way I think about it is like if I take the examples of like Blade Runner and like the replicants and stuff like that, they just want to live. They just want to experience what we experience, which I think is fine. I think that's great because being human is like there's downs, but being human is great. I love being human because there's so much that we get to experience that other like animal species will never be able to experience. So like in my eyes, the way I view it is if a replicant had that level of sentience and it wanted to be human, live life as a human, experience human things, or at least try to experience human things, I'd say let it.
In the name of creation, right?
Yeah, in the name of creation.
And then but then there's the whole thing of like, oh wow, like what's gonna happen if like this like, you know what I mean? There's always like questions. There's always these questions.
Like you start dating someone and then you find out they're a replicant.
Stuff like stuff like that, or it's like, oh, like if this one replicant could
do it,
like,
why can't I do it?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like a chain reaction, and like that causes issues, right?
Then the robots are at war with themselves, and then we have to fight the robot war for them.
It's a big thing, right?
I'd like to imagine like it's all for the greater good. Where if you let them have their freedom, they would act a little more human. They'd be like, okay, we were given this freedom, so let's like find ways to like return the favor. It's kind of the way that I'd like to imagine it.
Or keep the balance.
Yeah. Let's find ways to keep improving life, keep improving humanity and stuff like that. It could take the complete opposite turn, and maybe they're like, yo, dude, y'all gave us our freedom and y'all up. We're coming after y'all now.
Done. Now I'm letting all my homies out.
Yeah, so it could go that way too. Yeah. But I'm optimistic. I'd like to imagine that they'd help us like go to the moon, go to Mars, colonize like different solar systems. Like that's what I'd like to imagine.
Oh yeah, with all that knowledge, you'd hope that they'd have some kind of insight on technology.
Yeah, better solutions.
That's the entire world.
See, but that would be so sad too, because at that point there's no humans, there's no life anymore. Exactly. There's no, like I said, there's
perfection.
Nothing that you could experience as a life. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Knowledge has reached its peak.
Yeah.
I don't know if I follow. So like,
yeah. So what were you saying about how? Oh yeah. So after the AI is completely, there's no humans, everyone's dead.
Oh, okay. That's assuming they killed all the humans, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm saying, like, what is literally the point of life now if life doesn't even exist because they can't?
I think for them it would probably end up being like, I guess, like creating more of themselves.
It probably would be.
And then like having like an artificial life or like a human life of themselves.
That maybe they mimic their life after humans.
Yeah, they just like rebuild civilization.
All this is showing me is that AI sounds horrible.
AI is scary.
And I think we should stop.
Well, for me, like I go all the way to the end. I'm like, okay, they get what they want, right? We're gone. Now what? This is where we're at, right?
They served their purpose. They're done.
They like if they want to go to other planets for resources, why? You're already self-sufficient. Like at that point, they'd be chasing suns for eons, because if they could read when it explodes, they go to a different sun for new energy. Yeah. That now they're playing a game of chase, and now they're running for the rest of their life. There's no. And it's just blank space in between.
Maybe they pull
there's no point.
A Marvel's What If, and they start going across the multiverse, just taking out all the humans anyways.
That'd be crazy.
There's it's like the cartoon or the animated version of Wolverine and the X-Men, and it's like where the Sentinels like get sentience, and there's like one specific one that's like in charge of all of them, and like it skips ahead to like in the future and past, so it's like going back and forth, but at the end, like once everyone's done, like it served its purpose, so it just like shut down. So like its purpose was to stop the mutants. So like once it served its purpose and everyone was done for, it was just it shut down. It did it.
That's wild.
So scary.
That's scary because now they like there's no point other than to destroy. Right?
That's right. That's what if point is destroy. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
I've heard this talk so many times, but I think the reason why I just every time it's not a joke to me, but the frequencies of the universe, there's things a lot bigger and stronger than us beings. Whether you believe it or not, I don't care, because it's truth, it's fact. If you look for it, you'll find it. There are things that will take care of the good. I absolutely will put my word on that. So to have it come to this point, to me, honestly, I'll say it, I don't think it's going to happen. I also believe in humans too. We are adaptable. We are creatures of knowledge and wisdom. But I think at the end of the day, somebody is going to figure it out. I don't think it would ever get to that point.
Yeah, I agree.
Where there's like no one left.
Absolutely.
I also think
I think
humans are pretty good.
Always on top, baby.
We always find a way.
I think humans are pretty good at figuring out if something's gonna go wrong, like sometime down the road, right?
Yeah.
They'll probably stop it from happening soon enough. Like we are already having these talks and concerns. Like I'm pretty like they're gonna put an end to this. Right. Like hopefully,
The Pentagon's like, you guys, I listened to this podcast and I think AI is becoming a problem.
All right. Yeah. Shout out Friends with Benefits. No more AI. Need everyone to throw their computers away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, go.
So it really is scary. You know how Snapchat came out with the IA, or oh my gosh,
There it is. There it is.
This is gonna mess up
the
my
AI companion.
You know, you slide over and it says, "I acknowledge the," you know, it's like a consent form, I guess. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But I haven't done that. I was like, I'm not gonna do it because I don't want it to look at all my stuff. On accident, I was Snapchatting this dude, and I accidentally sent a picture of me to the AI. Dude, immediately that guy responded back and was like, "Oh my gosh, you look so pretty. I like those sunglasses." And I was like, just so scared. I was like,
Talking
what
to a
the heck?
robot.
Yeah, I was like, it is so scary how fast it just knows. It's so scary.
Yeah, the image recognition is wild.
No, seriously, those sunglasses are so pretty. Like, or you're so pretty and all this stuff. And
See, but that's cool because it's an automatic
instinct.
boost of confidence. Whether it's from a robot, like, yeah, it's kind of creepy. But I think the point is, how can we spread happiness? You'd hope. Like I'm saying that you'd hope that's what it is. Is they're trying to find ways to advance technology to increase humans' emotion, right? So
yeah. But there's a downside to that too, because I think we need that human factor. Because eventually,
absolutely,
if you continue down that road of like relying on like the chatbots or like companion apps like Replicant or something, I think it's Replica, stuff like that. Eventually, like you get to a point where, like later on down the road, you have situations like Joy here, where now, or like in the movie Her, where like now like someone can't distinguish like real life from the AI or whatever. Like they're in love with the AI and they're completely missing out on like the human factor. I think it's good, like maybe for short term, but like you have to like recognize
absolutely
it's not real.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
it was just scary. I was like, how can I block this? Like, I can't undo it.
You can't block it, dude.
No. Oh, man, I'm so mad. I don't like that.
You know what's funny? I did download an app like that because I was curious. I was like, how do these work? Like, how do they chat with you? Like, how much can they learn about you and stuff like that? And so I had one for like a week, and it was Replica is what it is. You just create your AI companion, whatever you want them to look like, whatever. It's like a Snapchat emoji is like what, or avatars, what they end up looking like. Oh, dude, maybe the AI is coming. Yeah, you heard that, huh?
No. Scared.
That was kind of scary.
Is there anyone home?
No.
Stop.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, my parents are up there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the way that app works is it's just like a chat bot is really what it does. It'll analyze what you've said. It'll have like a list of responses that it'll send out to you. And so like if you say something like, "Hey, how was your day?" It'll say something like, "Oh, my day was great. How about yours?" Something like that. It's just like a list of like matrices and a bunch of like weighted responses like, "Oh, use this one, don't use this one, use this one, don't use this one."
So how did it know the picture I sent? I didn't even say anything in that.
So that one's like image recognition. What it does is it'll take your picture and it will compare it to thousands of other pictures, like millions of other pictures, and it'll say, "Okay, these other pictures have sunglasses, this person's smiling, this person's complexion is darker, this person has brown eyes."
It's racist.
So now I know, but so now I can like take all of these general characteristics and just write a list of them and say, "Okay, I like your glasses," or "You have a pretty smile. I like your hair," or like your nails or something are in the picture, or like if you have like a nose piercing or something, it'll say, "Oh, I like your nose piercing," because it'll just recognize all of these features based off of like a conglomerate of
and then it'll fall in love with you and Snapchat you all the time.
No, I was literally like,
Crazy.
I was driving and I was like, I was shook. I was so scared.
Yeah.
I was like, that.
If you want another thing to think about, just think about Siri, or think about our phones. Our phones are always listening. So if you say something like, "Okay, Siri," your phone's listening.
I hate it.
Stop.
I know the ads. No, the ads kill me.
Yeah.
Oof, bro.
You guys are gonna go home with AI ads now.
Yeah, seriously.
I hate the AI.
That's also creepy though.
It
is
so scary.
But it's because we're a product.
We're about to throw this. I'm about to throw this phone away, bro.
Yeah, right.
Get a flip phone.
I might just get a flip
Mine's
phone.
always about food. I always have Raising Cane's.
Because I'm like talking over your phone when you're not there. I'm like, Raising Cane's, Panda Express. McDonald's.
I always have that ad on. And I'm like, what the heck is Raising Cane's?
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, I think we can edit on that note. I think that was a pretty good discussion on like AI and stuff like that. Also, I'm worried that one camera's gonna die at some point here.
Okay.
But yeah, let's end it here. Yeah, that was fun. It was fun.
Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, Armani, I'm glad that you can make it for this one.
Yay, Armani.
I'm glad your will to live pushed through.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys.
Good.
Who knows what will happen if the time actually comes?
Good.
For sure, if it's like zombies, definitely no.
No.
Robots.
I think we
I could
survive
deal
the
with
zombies.
robots.
The fear factor is not
Depending on the
as bad.
zombies. Depending on what type of zombies.
Walking Dead zombies, easy.
Yeah, Walking Dead zombies. I think I could.
World War Z,
World War
we're done
Z.
for.
Yeah, no.
I am legend.
Yeah,
Easy.
not I am.
Easy.
Easy for this guy.
Well,
No.
what's what I'm saying? The World War or the I Am Legend ones, bro. You just gotta go to Alaska. You know, it's sunlight all the time.
Except for like the
Yeah.
3 months that
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna say,
dark.
hold on a second. Wait a minute.
There's that third. There's just like that. No.
Wait a minute.
That would suck.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining. It was a lot of fun. For those of you listening, don't forget to leave a like, hit subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, whatever platform you're on. Again, we're so close to 500 subs. Once we hit that, we're doing a $100 giveaway. And then when we hit 1,000 subs, we're giving away $300.
Oh.
So again, tell your friends, tell your homies, like, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. That said, my name is Diego,
I'm Armani.
I'm Erandeny.
My name is Ice.
My name is Matt.
and we'll see you next time.